Aqui ontem enganado. There's a bit. You can pay doing because when you sit, you can easily hide your nervousness. When you stand up, and your legs start buckling, so
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A few minutes of your troubles so now, Mr. Spencer Mahoney, from Her Majesty's Deputy Trade Commissioner to Latin America and the Caribbean, Ms. Laura Ferguson, Caribbean Regional Director, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, leaders of organizations featured in the Who is Who Business Directory, Chairman of Action Invest Caribbean Incorporated, Dr. Vishnu Durga, CEO of Action Invest Caribbean Inc., Mrs. Durga, the ACI WWIG team, members of the media, invited guests, good evening, and welcome to the reception in honor of the visit of Her Majesty's Deputy High Commissioner to Guyana and the launch of the third edition of the Who is Who in Guyana Business Directory. My name is Sherwin Norton, Country Director for the Department for International Trade of the British High Commission, and I will be sharing Master of Ceremonies responsibilities with Mr. Eon Smith, Director of Coaching and Training of Action Invest Caribbean. At this time, I wish to welcome Her Excellency Jane Miller, OB British High Commissioner, to deliver her welcoming remarks.
So good to see you, the British High Commissioner's residence. And the UK is incredibly proud to be part of the launching of the Guyana's Who's Who. The UK has a long and really strong relationship with Guyana, and we're wanting to strengthen that in business. But what an exciting time to be in Guyana. I've just been here 3 months. Economic growth, 20+%. In many countries are in decline, particularly during the pandemic. So this is an incredibly exciting country to be in. And you see it everywhere. You see it, the roads being built, the businesses coming in, the houses being built. So much is happening. And I have had a sneak preview at the Who's Who. And my goodness, what an exciting country to be in. It feels like Guyana is open for business. So what an exciting time. The UK is to bring British businesses here to Guyana to partner and bring our expertise and to bring our talents to really partner and be part of this economic growth story of Guyana. I will allow Spencer to say a few words in a few minutes, but it's wonderful having Spencer here. Spencer is our Deputy Trade Commissioner for Latin America and Caribbean, and over the last few days we've been meeting with ministers, Prime Minister, with businesses, and tomorrow we're going to be going out and seeing some businesses in action. The message is that things are happening here in Ghana, and we're so excited to be here. And the UK does have expertise. We have businesses who really want to come here and invest more. But it's so lovely to see you taking these space out. We have in here a schools art competition for COP26. So schools around the country through stories of what they've understood by climate change and the environment. They're great, so please spread out in this direction. And when you go in there, you'll learn more about our Department for International Trade. We have an amazing DIT team here, our Department for International Trade, led by Sherwin, who you've just met, and Kimberly and Tacoma. They are here to work with you and to work with British businesses to really encourage the best of real win-win. And finally, today at COP26, which is the big climate change conference in Glasgow, is Gender Day. And I just want to remind you, I'm the first female British High Commissioner to But it is Gender Day, and I'm really excited by the work of, what we launched it? She Venture, amazing app. Sorry, Her Venture, the app. Amazing product. Please go and have a look at that over there. Because I believe that one of the most important things in terms of involving women in climate change is about women's economic empowerment. So please go and have a look at that. So I'm urging you, please spread out and protect all ourselves from COVID. So it's a huge pleasure to see you all here. I think during the COVID pandemic, we haven't had many gatherings. And I know there wasn't one launch of Who's Who last year. We're incredibly proud to be part of Who's Who, so thank you so much, and you're all very welcome. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much to Her Excellency for her warm welcome. Would also like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to Her Excellency for her support during the launch of Her Venture last month. And indeed, it is an app for female entrepreneurs to access business skills, business knowledge that they can use to enhance and give themselves the best opportunity for economic empowerment. Thank you again, Madam Commissioner. This evening, we'll be hearing from Dr. Vishnu Durga, who is the chairman of Action Invest Cribini and the publisher of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. And I can recall, before he comes up, when he brought this idea to the director team, we were all sitting there thinking, there's so many different publications around, why should we actually get into this? But for those who know Dr. Durga, will know that he is a very tenacious, sometimes we call it stubborn individual. But it's through that stubbornness that he has achieved greatness. And I must say that I'm extremely proud to call him one of my role models and someone whom I look up to for guidance, someone who I look up to for what he's been able to achieve at such a young age. So it gives me great pleasure to invite the chairman of Action Invest Cribini, Dr. Vishnu Durga, to give his remarks.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Kian. As Jane mentioned, all protocols have been observed because being able to repeat all that Sherwin just said will really set us back quite a bit this evening. However, I must thank Jane for really supporting us with the launch of the Her Venture app. I believe she was right, like calling it She Venture, because a lot of men are also using it, which makes us think maybe it should have been named He Venture. Because we can see the statistics in the background, and it's amazing to see how many men are actually finishing all 85 of the modules in the app. So I know the intention of the Charitaire Foundation and the ExxonMobil Foundation is to really empower women in the country, but it's also good to see that men are taking the opportunity to also learn more using this fantastic piece of technology. I would like to welcome all the companies as well who are featured in the Who's Who, all our special guests here this evening, and having scare 18 months ago, which now seems to be a decade ago, a lifetime ago, we were standing right here, and we were able to look at Guyana, looking at what we really would have been having in front of us. That was February 2020, and then COVID hit us. We ended up in the lockdowns. And these past 18 months have been some of the most eventful in the history of Guyana, ranging from our political uncertainties that really affected the private sector as well. We're happy to be past those. A global economic downturn where the resource that we were so heavily depending on touched lows of 20, in the $20 range, where that was also a shock to Guyana. And then we're still dealing with the lingering effects of COVID-19. Therefore, again, I would like to encourage you, like Jane, to make sure that you do wear your mask, to make full use of the space that we have to us available here to us this evening. But if we turn our attention to what's happening, we can see a deep sense of urgency beginning to take hold of our economy and of our people. An urgency to be prepared to educate ourselves and raise the standards of our companies. It makes me remember when our president met with the president of Suriname, Magic Pegasus, and he started off by saying that for him, two things are most important: that companies raise themselves to the level that is expected to be able to compete globally, so to raise our standards, but also market ourselves, because we could be the most fantastic things in sliced bread, but if nobody knows we exist, how do we get our products to the market? We have seen that many companies really have an urgency to invest in the many direct, indirect, and induced areas of opportunities created by the developing oil and gas industry. And perhaps the most urgent area as well is what we're now dealing with, especially given the uncertain nature of the energy markets, our global health conditions. I mentioned we're still dealing with COVID, and then some key pending drivers of investment psychology like local content legislation, and we're very happy that we're moving towards some closure in that respect. It will give a lot of Guyanese companies the confidence to continue making their investments with big steps, and also it gives us a clear framework on how to collaborate with our international partners, so that there's no guessing game. And we're very appreciative of that. We look forward as well to invest in. Again, these are some of the areas that the companies featured in the Who's Who continue to ask for. Well, what's happening here? What's happening here? What do we need to do? And we really love the amount of clarity that is coming up. As key players in our economy, like the government, the major operator, all the BSOs, continue to map and march down the very novel path to Guyana. Every single one of us will have the opportunity to direct our energies and investments in an evolving landscape. So with that in mind, the third edition of the Who's Who continues to place the focus on organizations primed for service to the Guyanese economy. In this edition, we actually have 25% more companies than the second edition, in a format that our readers have become very familiar with and grown to trust. We again feature 14 key sectors and reach out to these investor connections in the Guyana business landscape. I must especially thank the Guyana Office for Investment, the Center for Local Business Development, and the Guyana Tourism Authority, who massively supported our distribution efforts. The website itself, the who'swho.gy, again garnered over 100,000 visits in the past year, with the top 10 visits coming from Guyana, Trinidad, the US, Suriname, Barbados, Canada, China, the United Kingdom, India, and Brazil. This is where the highest level of interest is coming to in Guyana, and many of the featured companies are telling us how these companies are being channeled to them. So I think that that is another way in which we really have to make sure that Guyana gets featured globally. All of the organizations in the Who's Who also have their own page on the website that they manage themselves. They can make announcements, they can have team members. And given the accelerated growth of the Guyanese economy, the website will now also feature ongoing economic research, because again, that is something that companies locally, internationally, governments internationally continue to ask us for. They get a lot of information from the government, they get from the BSOs, they want it combined in an easy way to be able to understand and make decisions on. So if anyone is interested, make sure you subscribe to get those updates. Now, with all that said, you must on the account and Spencer and Punish to join us as well in front so we can have a nice unveiling of the cover. Daniel is going to be supporting in the park. And for anyone who would like to have a closer look after we unveil this, because the cover really gives us an opportunity to see what we've been able to cover. I'll give you some more information after that as well. Right?
I've always wanted to be in the at least I'm
You're
close
here,
to
you're close. Right, so drum roll if you can get it ready. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for helping with the unveiling. We've also unveiled the actual Wuzu. So Spencer, maybe if you want to grab yours as the first copy. Everyone will be getting copies this evening as well. And you'll see that the engine road around the vault to demonstrate the busy transformation that is occurring in nearly every possible direction in this country. When you get your hands on your own copy, you will notice the detail that went into the cover. And like me, you might actually find yourself deciphering some of the details that you will never see in person, but it will have such a profound impact on our economy as the arrival of the Lisa Unity. So of this second vessel coincides with the launch of the third Wuzu, and like the Lisa Destiny before, we thought it quite fitting to place the Lisa Unity on the cover in order that we all ensure we keep sight of one of the main reasons why our economy is buzzing. Also featured are the new Pegasus facilities, the Guyana shore base, the level of activities in the Providence area, and the message we would like to send to every citizen and visitor to Guyana that is welcome, and in this case I would even say welcome to the new Guyana, because Guyana is evolving at a rapid pace. As the publishers of the directory, we would like to thank all the organizations for participating. Without you, there is no Who's Who. You are the Who's Who. All the sector contributors to delivering great content. Our distribution partners who will continue to spread the message far and wide. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for attending this evening as well to celebrate this launch. And encourage you to get your copies and your token bags. We have some fantastic gift bags on the way out. Make sure that you get those. And these are all compliments of the sponsors this evening.
Mr. Onich Warren, and who best to speak about Guyana's growth and business other than the Honorable Minister. So, Minister, please welcome to the lecture.
Such a pleasure to be among such a distinguished guest. I will mention, of course, if the list is as long as it is, I do wish to welcome Mr. Spencer, Her Majesty, Mr. Spencer Mahoney, Her Majesty's Deputy Commissioner for Latin America and Caribbean. Welcome, sir. Your Excellency, Jane Miller, High Commissioner, and Dr. Robert Miller. I saw him. I saw him somewhere. Cabinet colleagues, the Honorable Bishop, and that's all you need to call him, Bishop, and the Honorable Vikram Bharat, Minister of Natural Resources, special invited guests, all the other distinguished guests, members of the media, good evening. I am extremely pleased to have been invited to participate in this launching of the 2022 edition of the Who's Who Business in Guyana. I extend sincere thanks and appreciation. We met this morning and we had some very encouraging talks, and which we continue on the same spirit of cooperation. As we all know, Guyana is on the cusp of major transformation. And in my short message in the magazine, I drew attention to the broad-based and multifaceted policies that are being implemented by our government to facilitate our development. These policies include funding of major infrastructural works, regulatory reform, and investing in human capacity. If I may go on into some detail by way of example, I could point to the fact that since returning to office, government has already assisted 700 small businesses with grants to enhance capacity. I am pleased to say that an equal and possibly higher number will benefit in 2022. We will continue to offer training and support to our small businesses so that their capacity to undertake larger projects is enhanced. With respect to regulatory reforms, we continue to enhance our systems and processes to align with modern global expectations of the business environment. To this end, the single windows for trade and for construction permits remain key priorities of the government as we seek to significantly reduce time and cost of doing business. These are just a few examples of initiatives that government is embarking on as part of a comprehensive and ambitious development strategy. Our intention in doing these things is to make Guyana one of the most attractive places in the world in which to invest and do business. By this, we do not just mean that we wish to attract investment into oil and gas and associated industries. Rather, our aim is for investment across the board in our agricultural industries, in manufacturing, in tourism, and in financial and other services for a truly diversified economy that will be resilient in the inevitable post-petroleum dispensation. The fact that the Who's Who publication covers all these sectors and indeed many more is testimony to the breadth of opportunity that awaits the serious investor here in Guyana. You will notice that I do not differentiate between foreign and local investment, for we believe that there is no sustainable development without deep and meaningful participation in the economy by local businesses. For us in government, it would be fair to describe our commitment to meaningful local participation as an article of faith. By way of lesson, as we need to do this, we need to look no further than the legacy of the sugar and bauxite industries with which we continue to grapple even today. In those sectors, for centuries, there was little development of local industry, and of the consequences, we are pursuing diversification, value added, and branding in and around the sugar industry with a view to mitigating the effects of the decline of the primary commodity. Learning from these hard lessons of our past, therefore, we have resolved to leverage our petroleum-fueled expansion to invest in the development of sustainable Guyanese businesses. Our commitment to having a bill on local content laid in Parliament before the end of this year is part of the effort on this front. We realize that at this stage of our development, we undoubtedly require external partners to bring us resources and capabilities that are current. We stress, however, that our emphasis is on partnership in its fullest sense. As a government, we are adamant that local businesses must be viewed and treated as true partners in this economic expansion that is already upon us. This is why we believe that the importance of who's who in business in Guyana at this stage of our development cannot be overstated. What this publication does is to provide much needed visibility to our local businesses. It gives valuable information to international and indeed even to our local window, if you will, which we cannot afford to miss. The challenge for our firms is to prepare for the post-petroleum future. Local businesses must aim to acquire resources and modern capabilities that will enable them to maximize their efficiency. They must aim to grow in scale and scope, and they must, most critically, be prepared to expand beyond our borders to become regionally and globally competitive. It is only by taking our place in the world of competitive international business that we can be assured of a sustainable economic future. That objective of developing globally competitive firms is admittedly challenging. It will be a long and tough journey requiring grit, persistence, and dedication. But we must start somewhere, and I'm reminded of the famous Chinese proverb which says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step." A closely analogous Chinese proverb saying, "One dirty build down." As government does its part, as we do our part to improve and transform the business environment, my charge to our partners of the private sector is to say this: even as you start small, be bold and take that first step on the journey of realizing big dreams for your business and for your country. I close by extending heartiest congratulations to the publishers of Who's Who in Business, as well as to all who have invested in showcasing their businesses and associations in it. It is all part of Marketing Guyana and what we have to offer. And I wish you all nothing but the best in your business endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that for those very inspiring remarks and the charge to the business community of Guyana. It would be remiss of me to not take this opportunity to say a little bit about the Department for International Trade of the British High Commission. We provide trade support, trade promotion, and investment promotion services to British companies. We are also keen on meeting with the local private sector who are interested, if you're interested in joint ventures or partnerships with British companies, then please feel free to reach out to us at the British High Commission, and we can support you. At this time, I wish to welcome Mr. Spencer Mahoney to give a few remarks. I know this visit long, has been a long time coming. And Spencer, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Josh and Rob. It's wonderful to be here. I've been trying to get together for 2 years, but COVID happened, so I wasn't able to. I'm here to learn about your wonderful country, to learn about your business, to see if we can get more UK companies to come here, to partner with you, so together we can prosper. And we know that the UK can do much better. We've been long partners, but in recent years we've been focusing on other parts of the world, and we really want to focus here. I guess I'm going to say three quick things, really quick. Number one, thank you. Thank you for the incredibly warm welcome from your government, the Prime Minister and other ministers. It's been so wonderful and refreshing to hear an openness to business and a commitment to helping us partner together. So thank you so much. Thank you for the thanks beer, the wonderful rum, the wonderful curry I had today. Absolutely fantastic. I will be back for more and definitely to visit the other wonderful parts of your country. Secondly, congratulations. When I joined government, there's a red book in our ministers' offices, which is the Who's Who. You have your own Who's Who's now. So congratulations for being in there. One day, I hope to be in the Who's Who's back in the UK. And then thirdly, this is a book about Guyana, but please see us as the embassy as your book to open up your networks in the UK. The show instead, we'd love to help you find partners with businesses. So look at us as your friends, your extended family to reach into the UK. We don't have a simple book or a digital page, but come to us and we will do our best to try to make things happen. I love the point about baby steps forward. We get that, and hopefully we can take some baby steps and then we can start to run. But I will finish up. You guys have to drink, but thank you for the warm welcome. Look forward to talking to you. I'm not sure who I'm handing over to. So thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Mahoney, for those remarks, and I'm happy that you had a chance to experience Guyana, its beer, curry, especially. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to offer our vote of thanks to the persons who have made tonight's event occur. It was Misty Copeland who said, anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. I must say that we had and have the right people supporting and contributing to the success of this event. I would like to say thank you to Her Excellency Jane Miller and Dr. Miller for graciously accommodating us this evening. I would like to say thank you to the Planning Committee, team members of Action Invest Caribbean Incorporated, and the team at the British High Commission for their efforts, to our invited guests, whose sense of fashion added to the elegance of this evening. I would like to say thank you to our token sponsors, E-Zone, Diamond Insurance, Dr. Shiv Nandan's Clinic, NS Alagu Customs Brokerage Service, El Gawa Guyana Inc., and Creative for their contributions towards our token bags this evening, which, as indicated by Dr. Durga, you can uplift on your departure this evening. I'd like to say thank you as well to our technical team, our photographer, for capturing the memories of this evening. In addition to the members of the media for ensuring that Guyana gets the opportunity to view the third edition of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. Finally, I would like to say thank you to the support team that allowed our glasses to remain filled and delivered service with excellence this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the formal portion of our meeting. I would like to remind you to check out her venture booth, which is to my far left. It's going to be your right. And also to collect your token bag on the way out, which has